Hello, I'm Jessica Hylands, life coach. How would you rate your levels of stress? And having rated them, how would you rate your ability to handle stress? At the moment, I think we're all a little bit more stressed than normal. Exceptional times, to say the least. It's quite surreal. If someone presented what we're all going through as a plot for a film, it'd probably get thrown out. Phew, no one's going to believe that. It's way too far-fetched. It's quite incredible. So I hope you're all keeping safe and well, with clean hands. So the current stress is adding to our usual burdens, of course. But how do you view your general stress? It could be the case that you've been so stressed for so long that you accept it as part of yourself. That's just the way I am. I'm not sure whether this will sound like good or bad news to you, but the reality is that it isn't just how you are. You can change it. And the reason that I say it may sound like bad news is that when we put it down to our character, it absolves us of responsibility for it. It's not my fault, I was born like it. Realising that it is in fact something that you can get rid of means that you have to take action. And that's the bit that may sound like bad news. Having said that, if we want to be happy, we will always have to be proactive. Not necessarily in a physical manner, but certainly in our thought processes. Getting rid of things and thoughts that make us unhappy doesn't just happen with the wave of a magic wand. I may ask you what it is that you're stressed about. Oh, it's my work, it's a nightmare. Or maybe my partner drives me up the wall. Or partner can be substituted with kids, parents, friends, colleagues. But very often this thing that you're blaming for your stress isn't really what it's all about. Your stress may be something buried deep, and then when external things happen, you don't have the inner resources to deal with it. And so the situation becomes difficult and very stressful. It could be that your stress pot, as it were, is sitting at 75% full at all times, and when something relatively minor happens, you can't cope. I don't know if you've experienced when you're sitting at your desk or maybe chopping veg in the kitchen and you drop your pen or your knife. You reach down to pick it up and you're cursing, oh God, because you've dropped this thing. It's only there, you can pick it up. It's a massive overreaction to what's actually gone on. And you may recognise this overreaction perhaps with your partner or your parents. They say something that on the surface is something and nothing, but you know what they mean. When your mum says well done, you know what she's really thinking. In fact, she's probably genuinely thinking well done. But because of some incident 20 years ago, that comment is reminding you of that thing 20 years ago and you want to hit the roof. So the stress, because of the incident 20 years ago, or maybe a collection of things from the past, you're 75% full and then you drop your pen or your mum says well done, oh, it's just too much, you can't cope. So back to the original question, how stressed are you? And how well do you handle it? Your life will be immeasurably better if your levels of stress were lower, wouldn't it? The aim is to get rid of that pot of stress that you've been carrying around with you for years, plus to become more resilient and able to handle stress more effectively on a day-to-day basis. So how can you do that? In terms of the ongoing pot of 75% of your stress, it's a case of uncovering what's in the pot. Do you know what's in yours? Once you've discovered what's in it, you'll be able to begin to clear it out. In terms of handling stress better on a day-to-day basis, there are many ways of doing it. Firstly, to establish what it is that causes you to be stressed. Look at the cause and then think about why it makes you stressed. For example, you get stressed when your partner says they don't want to go and see the same film that you'd like to see, for example. And when you really think about it, why does that matter so much? Why does that make you so stressed? You like a certain film, they don't. So what? When you really think about it, them disagreeing with you represents not being considered or respected. Way back, whatever suggestion you might have put forward to whoever it was, you were laughed at. Therefore, whatever you liked, thought or wanted was considered to be useless or maybe stupid. And as a result, when your partner simply says that they don't like the same things as you, it pushes a button in you and causes you to feel stressed. So, discovering the root is step one. Step 2 is handling the emotions when they arise. And the best way of doing this is to recognise why the emotion is arising. That in itself will take some of the sting out of it, making you more relaxed and less stressed. I do appreciate at the moment things may be doubly difficult because of everything that's going on. It is possible to make the most of this time of shutdown and being isolated. If you're alone, it offers certain opportunities, and if you're closed up with others, it can too. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm lucky that I'm still able to have sessions with clients as we're working over Skype and phone. For me, the rest of the time is more relaxed than normal. I've got no meetings to attend, no social engagements to get ready for. I'm keeping in touch socially, chatting on the phone. I'm seeing it as a bit of a holiday. And that's the key, how you see it. No, it's not the same as seeing friends in person when you're chatting on the phone. It's not as good sitting in the garden having a coffee on my own as it would be at a cafe with friends. But I don't focus on that. I focus on the good bits. Your perception of it is what determines the emotions that you'll experience. See it as an awful imprisonment, and of course you're going to feel bad. See it as an opportunity, and the emotions in your whole experience of it will be different. It's an opportunity to get household jobs done that have been lurking in the background for ages. An opportunity to get closer to those living with you on a deeper and more personal level. And what I mean by that is, normally you may see others in your family almost in passing, in between work, the gym, shopping, etc. And by the time you get to spend time together, you're all worn out and you just sit staring at the TV together. With a lot more time available to you all, playing board games, for example, passes the time, keeps your brain going, and gives you the chance to socialise and have fun together. And this may well be a great time for strengthening the bonds between you all. Does that sound a bit Pollyanna to you? If you're finding it hard, now may be the time for us to get together. I can help you through this difficult time, help you to turn it into a positive, or at least turn it into not being a negative. But also this may be a perfect time for you to work on yourself. Usually you probably have loads of things going through your mind at the same time. So, what time have I got to get to work? What am I going to cook for dinner? Can I nip to the supermarket on my way to work? Got to book that dentist appointment. Did I send that letter to that client yesterday? I wonder what mood so-and-so is going to be in today. And so it goes on. A constant stream of thoughts, issues, problems. No time to think about yourself. No time to consider what's going on inside. If you're stuck at home now, like many of us, you'll have more time to think on a deeper level. This could be an ideal opportunity for you to work on yourself. Saying work on yourself makes it sound onerous. It's not necessarily hard, but having time to let your mind do its thing and think through maybe what we've been talking about in a session perhaps, is perfect. So if you need any help, then please do get in touch and we can have a chat about it. Otherwise, stay safe, clean hands, and I hope you manage to make the most of this challenging time that we're all experiencing. Not easy, I know, but it is what it is, and providing we follow the guidance and keep ourselves to ourselves, hopefully it will be over sooner rather than later. So, lots of positive vibes coming over to you. Stay safe and hope to speak to you soon. Bye for now.